Okay, put your paper the horizontal way, and then closer to the top, if you put your fingertip here and go down to the part right here, that's good. Draw a line right across here. And then you're going to put a dot on your vanishing point on the right side. Everyone can have something different, but that dot is going to be crucial that you use it. Okay, now what you're going to do is draw a box down here. You can take this and put your ruler like this, or put your ruler like this, and make it at least 2 inches. If it's a little bit more or less, okay, but the lines are parallel down here. So you put your ruler here, and then make that parallel. Go over here to the edge of the paper, move your ruler without making it slanted, make this vertical, and go all the way over here and make this vertical. You could measure from here to here, put a little dot, move it up, and measure so it's very precise. Is another way to do it. But you need a rectangle or a square, it doesn't matter. Make sure all your lines are, this is vertical, and these are horizontal, and they're parallel, equal distance apart. Now you're going to use this vanishing point. Put your ruler so it touches that point, touches the corner here. Draw like this, and you're going to decide how long that line's going to be. Then you go on this side. I'm going to do the 3 steps, and then you'll have time to do that. Here, and I'm also going to use that vanishing point on this corner. So all 3 corners go to that vanishing point. So get those 3 on your paper that went to the vanishing point. So you always line up your ruler like this, and go over here, line it up, draw your line it up to the 3rd corner, and draw your line. You're doing 1-point perspective. People who make buildings, anything that has to be geometric, they use this design idea. Up here, this is the sky, or it could be the wall in the room. Below this is the land or the floor. You use this perspective inside and outside when you're trying to draw boxes and make things real precise. Okay, now you take your ruler and you go over here to this line and you move it here without slanting it at all. Check, make sure that the lines are parallel. Okay, when I look at this, it seems like it's not, so I'm going to try this. Left side worked better. Then I erase whatever I made that was too long. But this needs to be parallel from here to here. If it's not, it's not going to work. Then I'm going to go over here. Move my ruler up and hit that corner and make my line. Erase whatever was too long. Now I have a 1-point perspective box. If I want a see-through box, I'm going to go to this corner, make my line here, but I'm going to kind of watch right here because that's where my line's going to end, in that corner, and I'll draw a vertical line here. Then I'm going to go over here and go to this corner right here and line it up with that. Now I have a 3-dimensional box that I can see through. If I blink my eyes, I can see like the box switches here. If I blink again, it looks like I can walk into the box here. If I blink again, I can look like I can put something in the box from the top. So when you do this, your eyes create a different look each time. It almost looks like your box is moving on the paper. Okay, now we're going to go over here, make a triangle. And again, you can have different types of triangles, just so it's a triangle. So once you have your triangle done, now you go by that vanishing point again. Draw a line here, and this line can be as, it can be really long, kind of short. You decide. Then over here, this top goes to that vanishing point. Again, it depends how you made your triangle here, what this looks like, but so everyone might have something different. You just make sure you go to the vanishing point and you can't go wrong. On the sides, it's very critical that you go to the vanishing point. You just can't do anything else, otherwise you'll look at it and say, this doesn't look right. Well, it's because you didn't line it up with that point. So the vanishing point is where the sky meets the land or the wall meets the floor. Over here, take this, put your ruler along that diagonal line and move it again so it's parallel. As long as it's parallel from here to here, it's good. It may look like this is a little bit smaller over here. That's fine as long as it went to here. No problem, because you're trying to show distance. Okay, if I use my vanishing point and go from here to this corner, it makes it look like a tent. I can walk into here and this is the wall. Okay, now if I went from here to here, diagonal, stopped right there, then I go to that point, and I go to that corner here. Now if you look at that, it'll look three-dimensional. As you blink, it'll change. So right now when I look at it, it looks like a tent that I can see through. If I move my lines like this, make this one a little bit longer, and change this, I'll get a different look. And this time I'll go and make sure it connects there. I always want my angles to connect. So now I have another look where I see into that. Okay, this one you're not going to worry about the vanishing point for this shape, but what you're going to do is draw a diagonal line this way, so make your two diagonal lines, don't do anything with the bottom. If you turn your paper like this, I find it's easier. I'm going to draw a curve right here. And another curve right here. So I end up with an angle in the corner. If I turn this back, now it looks three-dimensional. This could look like a hat. Turn it upside down. Now you can have an ice cream cone. And we're going to have one more shape. If you didn't quite get done, you can go back later. Right now, take your ruler and go on each side and draw two lines so they're equal distance apart, parallel again. Then I'm going to turn my paper like this, and you can turn it however you want. Curve this way. And you're going to curve it the opposite here. Okay, now I'm going to curve over here. I'm going to look at this curve. I'm going to make sure it kind of resembles that one. I'm going to curve it like that. Now it should look like a tube that you, here if you shaded this in. Or if I go like this and it looks like a glass I can see through. If I turn it this way, kind of a cylinder. If I put a little shading in here, it makes it darker inside. And if I want to be more artistic yet, I'll go on one side and shade this. And I will shade just a little bit here. And I'm curving my lines. And I can take a smudge stick. Now I'll make this darker right here. A little bit darker on the edges. And the light is shining on this, so it makes it look cylindrical. So after you have those four shapes, decorate them however you want. And remember, there's four shapes on there. Remember we said 5 shapes are better for design. And make sure they're unequal distance apart. You put one more of something on here, either a cone shape, cylinder, or use a rectangle or a square. Use your vanishing point. So you add at least one more item on your project.